Hello everyone, today me and my friend are here to present about communication process. First of all, I would like to explain about the definition of communication process first. So, what is the communication process means? The communication process refers to a series of action or steps taken in order to successful communication. That means there are some steps to us to follow in order to make a conversation or communication successful. I will explain and talk about the steps in the next slides. Then, the process of communications refer to the transmission of passage of information or message from the sender through a selected channel to the receiver. I will also explain about the selected channels and the receivers in my next slides. The process of communication is a cyclic one, as it begins with the sender and ends with the sender in the form of feedback. So we on to the next slide. As you can see, there are 7 major elements of communication process. There are 7 elements. So the first one is sender, 2 encoding, message, channel, receiver, decoding, and also feedback. And these are the seven main elements in every communication process. And then the message, channel, and receiver are categorized as noise in the communication process. We talk about the first element first. So the first element is sender. Basically, a sender is a person who initiates the conversation, which means he will start the conversation first, and has conceptualized the idea that he intends to convey to others. He will start the conversation and will convey the message to the receiver or the other person. The second main element is the encoding. This encoding is a process that used by the sender to begin the conversation. The sender begins the encoding process, wherein he uses certain words or non-verbal methods to translate the information into a message. In case the conversation is conversation is held face on face, the sender will use words to start the conversation. If the conversation starts or plan to convey in social medias or other channels, that usually the sender will use the normal non-verbal methods, which is message, sign language, eye contact, body gesture. This all can use in a video call like that. Then the sender's knowledge, skills, perception, background, competencies, etc. has a great impact in a successful conversation. So we on to the third element, which is the message. The message is very important and can send in various ways or methods. The sender gets the message that he intends to convey. The message can be written, oral, symbolic, or non-verbal, such as body gesture, eye contact, signs, sounds, etc., or any other signal that triggers the response of the receiver. This means some of the methods or the methods used by the sender will have to trigger a response from the receiver or from the receiver to reply or giving feedbacks. And the next element or important element in this communication process is the communication channel. This is very important because via this communication channel only the sender can convey the message or texts, and Here, this is the important element to start a conversation and make it successful. The sender chooses the medium through which he wants to convey his message to the recipients. It must be selected carefully because it is if you want to convey an important message, you have to choose the right channel carefully because it is an important message you have to convey to the others. Next, the message may be oral or written, and it may be transmitted through a memorandum, a computer, telephone, cell phone, apps, and television. For example, if we talk about apps, nowadays we got many apps to use and start a conversation and convey messages, such as WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and all that. So we have many communication channels to communicate with others. So this is one of the important role or important element in a successful communication. And that is all from me. The next 3 elements will be explained by my friend Yimin.
Next, the 5th element of communication process is receiver. The receiver is the person for whom the message is targeted. That means someone who receives the message by the sender is called a receiver. It may be a listener, a reader, or a viewer. 6. Decoding. After the receiver receives the message, it will interpret the message and try to understand it in the best possible manner. If the receiver can decode it properly, that means the receiver cannot understand the message, thus the communication is failed. For example, sending a message in a foreign language that is not understood by the receiver properly will result in decoding failure. The last element of communication process is feedback. It is a message sent by the receiver back to the sender, and it can call as a response for the sender. Feedback can be positive feedback or negative feedback, and feedback is necessary to ensure that the message has been effectively encoded, sent, decoded, and comprehended. Here is an example of a conversation that consists of the elements of the communication process. First, the girl on the left-hand side is the sender. She will encode the information that she wants to convey into a message. That is, movie starts at night, can you drive us? Then the message is transferred to the receiver through a channel, that is the cell phone. The girl on the right hand side is the receiver. She will receive the message and tries to decode it. The girl successfully decode the message and give a feedback, that is, be there by 8:30. So this 7 elements is very important that it occurs in every communication process. Next, here are some tips for improving the communication process. First, simplify your message. To ensure that the message is properly understood, we should keep our language simple and short and straight to the point. Second, be a good listener. As a communicators, it is important to actively listen to what those around you are saying. This will ensure that we are sending the right message. Third, take time to respond. We should give enough time to someone who wants to express their idea and communicate with, so that we can ensure that what they want to say. Fourth, maintain eye contact. When we are communicating with someone, we should have an eye contact with the person. It will show that we are actively listening to someone who convey the message, and it shows that we respect to the sender. Lastly, clarify your message if needed. If the receiver do not know what are you talking, it is important that to clarify your message, and this will help them to understand better. That's all from our group. Thank you.